NVIDIA's CEO Jason Wang said that AI is going to completely replace some jobs. Zuckerberg also predicted that AI is going to completely reshape the current workforce as we know it, and has already taken actions towards that by mass layoffs at Meta. Whether you like it or not, these people are influencing your career trajectory, especially considering since they're at the forefront of tech innovation globally. Everywhere you look, tech leaders are saying the exact same thing, that AI is in fact coming for your job. So, is it even worth learning to code in 2025? And for those who are currently studying computer science at university, are they just not going to have any jobs in tech going forward? The truth might actually shock you as it did with me, so stick around and let's discuss. AI is getting smarter every single day. Not only is it writing code, but it's also debugging code and building full-scale applications from nothing. Today we're talking about the harsh truth of AI and software engineering. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what to do to future-proof your career and prevent yourself from being laid off due to AI. First of all, let's address the fear that is going around at the moment, with people telling you that AI is taking your job. Everywhere you look, someone is telling you that AI is going to replace your job as a developer. With such good tools currently like OpenAI, Copilot, Claude, things like this, AI is getting smarter every single day. For example, OpenAI's Codex generates full functions from just a single line of a comment. I also saw Google's AlphaCode is outperforming 50% of software engineers in competitive programming. And now more than ever, there's so many startups in the AI space, so obviously it's a growing industry. All of this sounds really scary, right? Especially if you're currently at university or college studying computer science, or if you're fresh in the industry or even have been in the industry for a few years. It sounds like you've got no space left in the future. In my opinion, and from all of my research that I've been doing, to me everything just seems like fear-mongering, especially if you don't follow the tips that I'll give you later on in the video. But let's talk about the first truth, and that's that companies are actually still hiring. In fact, not only are companies hiring, but demand is actually growing. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics said that software engineering jobs are going to increase by 25% by 2031, which is more than other professions. Not only that, but despite what you have seen recently in the news with mass layoffs, big tech companies such as Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they're still hiring a lot of junior positions, especially for those who are new grads. So if AI is replacing developers, then why are big tech companies and other companies still hiring engineers? The harsh truth is that AI isn't replacing software engineers. AI is replacing bad engineers and is making good engineers even more valuable in the current economy. Just think about it for a second. Yes, AI can write code. We all know that. Everyone can write code who's learning to become a software engineer or is currently a software engineer. But can AI actually think of solutions that companies want? Can AI attend meetings and actually provide valuable input in company meetings? And lastly, can they think critically and solve complex real-world problems? I don't think AI is completely developed enough there yet. Yes, AI is replacing some software engineers, but it's really not replacing all engineers. So how do you actually make sure that you're relevant in the industry and outperforming the bad software engineers so that you're more valuable? The first thing, and arguably the most important thing that I always say, is to use AI as an assistant rather than using it as a replacement. AI isn't coming for your job as such, it's coming for your inefficiencies. Think of AI as that intern, for example, in your team. The intern is not doing the bulk of the coding, but is instead automating those tasks which are repetitive and fairly low impact. So how do you use AI in the same way that your intern is at the office? The catch with AI is that it's only as good as the engineer that's using it. So instead of spending hours on the same code that you do on every single project, use AI to help automate that. For example, I know a lot of engineers are actually web developers, so when you're starting a new React project, use AI to create a template that you can use in all your other web development projects in the future. However, make sure you don't just blindly copy and paste from AI, because you're never going to actually progress as a developer and know what you're doing. Also, try to use AI as a debugging assistant. If you have a project, for example, that you're working on with 50 pages of code, AI can help to pinpoint the exact error and where it is instead of manually sifting through those pages and finding the error. The only thing here is to make sure that you understand why that error occurred, but in terms of actually saving time just to find the error, AI is a fantastic tool for this. The key takeaway here is that yes, AI will actually amplify your abilities, but you need to develop your real-world problem-solving skills to actually thrive not only in the workplace, but on any other project that you're doing and you're coding. The second way to actually leverage AI and use it to better yourself in your career is to focus less on the code and focus more on the higher level thinking. The best engineers in every single company don't just focus on the code, they actually think beyond that. And when they do that, they actually focus more on the higher level impact rather than the code itself. The thing that AI can't actually do is design an entire system, so that's where you come into it. For example, when thinking about architecture and system design, AI might be able to generate a code by a prompt that you give it, but it can't actually generate the whole end-to-end system. So understanding those design principles is really what sets those other engineers apart. Your ability to break down those concepts is what makes you a valid member of the team and in your company. And lastly, when focusing on that high-level thinking, AI lacks human intuition and the ability to collaborate within a team. Software engineers don't work in isolation. If you've been part of any corporate team as a software engineer, you know that collaboration is key amongst the team. You won't be able to actually achieve those goals without collaborating well within your team. So while AI can handle those repetitive tasks, your job is more about the strategic thinking, the decision making, and overall team collaboration. The third way that I always recommend to stay relevant in the age of AI is using AI and integrating it into your development workflow. What a lot of people who are working in tech think is that AI is something that they need to be afraid of, whereas the people who are going to thrive in the age of AI are the people who are going to integrate it into the way that they work. You don't need to compete with AI, instead you need to utilize it in your workflow. So when it comes to those AI assistants such as Claude, GPT, or Copilot, learn how to use them efficiently so that they're actually helping your workflow. So after following these steps, what does the actual future of software engineers look like? The future isn't about AI replacing engineers. It's more about engineers who know how to use it over those who don't that will succeed. Imagine you have two engineers. Engineer A refuses to use AI and spends a lot of time doing those repetitive tasks that he struggles with. Then you have Engineer B who leverages AI and uses it to automate his workflow. Who do you think is going to succeed in the workplace? It's obviously going to be Engineer B because he spends less time on the projects and on his work and completes it more thoroughly compared to A. The world is shifting and AI will be used across various different industries, not just tech, so ignoring it is really not an option. You need to know how to leverage it to make yourself a better developer. That being said, the original question that gets asked all the time is it even worth learning to code in 2025, especially in the age of AI? The answer to that is yes, absolutely learn to code, but leverage AI to learn to code quicker and more effectively, and utilize AI if you're already in the workplace to help yourself become a better developer. So is it worth learning to code? Yes. And do you think that AI will replace engineers? I would say not yet, but utilizing AI will make you a much better developer. So I hope you found some value from this video, and I hope that it settled some nerves amongst people who are in tech with everyone talking about AI. If you're interested in coding and tech, check out my channel and subscribe if you like what you see. And with that being said, I'll see you in my next video.